congratulate the Big Ten for doing a great job getting this tournament off and running. The conference office has done a great job all year long with all the, protocol that they've put in to enable us to play. Indiana's really good. I have a ton of respect for the program. They played really well. I really, thought that they came out and really took it to us. And, we stayed the course. I'm proud of our guys. We really passed the ball. We out-rebounded them and, made some plays down the stretch. But they're really good. And Trace Jackson-Davis is a problem. But we got a, double-double from Ron and Miles. Gio, 7 assists, 1 turnover. Jacob Young, does a little bit of everything, for us on the floor. Paul Mulkey, how about those big threes that he hit? Caleb McConnell always gives us everything. Cliff was outstanding. His 10 minutes were really good. Montez was in foul trouble, but I thought everyone did a great job, and to hold the team to 18 points is a really good defensive effort.
Steve, as a head coach, how much better is it for you to see a balanced win like this, where every guy is basically pulling the same amount of weight? It's got to be encouraging for you.
Yeah, real encouraging. 4 guys in double figures, but I just love the fact that we rebounded, and they have good players, and I thought we did a good job. I know we had 19 and 9, but I thought in the second half we really did a good job, making some adjustments to Davis and their screen coverages. My assistants did a really good job. Brandon, Carl, and Steve Hain with the prep, for this game. So a tip of the hat. But everyone chipped in, and we had fun out there, and that's what I wanted our guys to do: play our defense, have fun, and they did that. And we don't have a lot of time, so we got a huge task tomorrow. So we got to get them off their feet as quickly as we can, and we got to get prepared for the next huge obstacle.
Steve, you guys were down 10 there early. You made a comeback. What do you think was biggest key to that turnaround during that point?
Yeah, I just think we settled down. Like I told our guys, we were, missing some open shots, turning the ball over a little bit. We settled down. We started really sharing the ball. And, we were down before against them. So reminding them of that. And we just kept playing.
We'll go to Keith Sargent and then Booth back.
Steve, the 2 3-pointers by Mulkey, you touched on those, but how much of a jolt did that give your team? How much of a lift?
Huge, and he got open looks, and I'm glad he kept taking them. He hit those 2, Jacob Young made some really good plays too. So you get tip of the hat to it's half the assist, and Paul teed it up, and Paul played hard, and like he always does, and does a lot of things for us. So. Just timely shots. Miles with the timely rebound and put back. A couple big plays down the stretch. Ron. Then we made big free throws. So, again, everyone, great team win. And you need everybody at this time of the year. And when you're playing really good teams that are fighting like Indiana did today, you need everyone.
Steve, Indiana was 2 for 16 from 3. Your defense held them to no field goals for basically the last 10 minutes. What about your defense overall in this game, and how proud are you of the way they responded in that regard?
Really proud. And they got us early, and then once we settled in and we were where we needed to be, and guys were connected on that end of the floor, and Miles is taking up his space in the lane. Ron is rebounding. When Ron gets a double-double, we're hard to beat when he rebounds like that too. So. Real pleased. We talk about it. They know, and they know what I want from them. And when they're locked in on that end of the floor, we held them at 50 points, I think. Terrific defensive effort.
Can you be loosey-goosey as you go into this game tomorrow? Mm-hmm. We know how hard this team is. We know how good they are. But, do you want your club to play with the confidence and just the way they've been playing when they're playing at their best?
My group is confident. We never have an issue there. So again, every team in this league is really good, and Illinois obviously is playing great basketball. Much respect, for their program. But you play teams like that in this league, so. everyone's pretty good, and we're going to have to play really well, and we're going to have to do a lot of things well to slow them down.
We'll go over to Shannon Ryan next.
Yeah, I was curious about that, just the pace of what you're expecting against Illinois, and that being such a high-scoring game, and to win last year with that. What is the key to trying to slow them down? And then if you don't mind also, just did that win give you guys confidence at points this year, even when, the losses were coming?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're like everybody in this league. Everyone went through a stretch. We had one. But this team's always been confident. We've never had a confidence issue. We had some defensive issues and some offensive issues, but confidence, no, they're confident. So, and you got to be. And these guys have been through a lot. In the last 2 years has been a lot of games and a lot of tough finishes and all those things. But, we'll worry you, tonight about Illinois. Obviously, our guys have a tremendous amount of respect for them, so we'll have a little time to prepare.
Yeah, I was just curious if you're expecting, or what the key would be to slowing them down when the last game was such a high-scoring, fast-paced game.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of answers, so it's hard to just pick one thing. I mean, Kofi in the paint, Io, doing what he does. I mean, they have really good players. Trent Frazier. I mean, you got to take away everything. You got to play really good basketball. You got to execute. You got to not turn the ball over. You got to do a lot of things well. To be able to beat them. So it's not just one thing. When you play these good teams in this league, the Michigans and the Illinois, and you got to do a lot of things well. So it'll be multiple efforts. Everyone's got to be ready to chip in, and you got to do it on both ends of the floor.
We'll go over next to Aaron Brightman and then Richie Schneider.
Hey, Coach. Just talking about the spirit of postseason play, guys playing with injuries. Mulkey's been battling a lot, and to come through tonight. And also on the flip side with Indiana, Race Thompson and Ramon Franklin playing hurt, combined for 50 minutes. Just what this does, in terms of the spirit of postseason play on both sides, and how it brings the best out of guys.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows, you're 40 minutes away from shutting it down and having your season. And so it's a different flavor. Really love the environment here today. I know it was a pro, obviously, Indiana crowd, but just have people in the stands, get us a little bit closer to what it used to be like. But, like I tell my guys all the time, this isn't the time to be sore. This isn't the time, they've battled a lot through the year, and Indiana's had their issues with injuries, and it's a hard thing to deal with all season long when you got guys that you're counting on, that can't play. And, thankful that Paul plays through it, but all our guys are a little bit banged up at this time of the year, and, this isn't the time you can rest after.
Hey, Steve, so you touched on it a little bit before, but what do you think of Jacob Young's performance? He played almost every minute tonight, and he had the highest plus-minus on the team.
Yeah, I mean, Jacob was just completely, locked in, and he can cause a lot of problems. He really does, and he's got a great spirit and energy, and, he can really defend and causes some havoc, and then he can get it going, too, on the offensive end. But love how he's been playing. He's a real competitor. I think he's one of the best defensive guards in the conference. I think Miles, too, you saw his defensive presence. But I liked everyone else, really stepped up. I mean, Caleb gives us great minutes on that, and Paul with some of his rotations. Gio did a good job, too, and how he shared the game tonight, seven assists, 1 turnover. Really calmed us down at times when we needed it, and, he's always ready to take that big shot.
We're going to take 2 more questions for Coach, and then we'll get some student athletes and follow him. So we'll finish it out with Jerry Carino and then Dylan McCoy from the Targo.
Steve, you played Illinois 3 months ago. Can you draw anything from that game, or is that ancient history at this point?
Yeah, I mean, it's a long time. They're very different now. I think we're different. It's a long time ago, but, our guys will watch the tape tonight. We've already, spent our time doing some things. But that game was a long time ago, and different stakes right now.
Coach, both halves seem to start off kind of slowly for both teams, slow shooting, especially in the first half. Talk about how resilient this team was and, how they really pulled themselves out after those first couple minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we always, continue to fight. So, new gym, didn't have a shoot around, spent no time here. It is different. It's very different. But I think you saw two really good basketball teams just going back and forth, and that's what happens. Sometimes you get off to good starts. Sometimes they get off to good starts. It's a 40-minute game. Just got to keep playing. And, that's what we did tonight. I wasn't too worried about, when they had a lead. I felt really good about our guys being locked in. We had two terrific practices leading up. And the guys were playing. They were playing with their personalities. They were up and down the floor. They were enjoying a basketball game.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time today.
Okay, guys, I appreciate you being on. Thanks so much. Thank you.